I'm so excited to get started! In Module 2, we'll be diving into painting our loose watercolor flowers, but there are some tricks to really getting that loose style. One is the size of brush that you're using. The bigger your brush is, the looser your painting will be. You'll want to use at least a size 8 to get that loose style. You'll also want to hold your brush differently than when you're painting in this loose style. Hold your brush up higher, closer to the mid shaft, rather than near the bristles like you would a pencil. This will force you to make looser strokes. It might feel a little bit awkward at first, but you'll get a much nicer result. The tighter you hold onto your brush like you would a pencil, the harder it will be to get the results you're trying to get. I really want you to let go of those perfectionist tendencies. Let's start by practicing some essential brush strokes. The first main stroke we're going to practice is a full pressure stroke using the body of the brush. You want to hold your paintbrush at a 45-degree angle and using full pressure, paint a thick line. See how wide you can get your line depending on how much pressure you use. Now you'll want to hold that brush upright and see how fine you can get your line to be by only using the very tip of the brush. You'll get a much smoother line if you rest your entire hand or a pinky finger on your paper to act as an anchor as you paint. Try this stroke using your largest brush and your smallest brush and see how fine you can get your line by using your large brush. Next, you'll try a combination of the first two strokes. You're going to start with a fine line and then gradually add more pressure to create a full pressure stroke, and then gradually pull your brush back up to create that fine line. Continue this pattern, practicing moving from thick to thin and back again. For this stroke, you're really just going to tap the tip of your brush onto your paper. Vary the pressure to see what kind of dots you can create. Oval strokes are really meant to help you learn how to curve your brush in continuous motion. We're working with ovals rather than circles because nothing in nature is perfectly round. Everything has a slight oval shape to it. Vary the size of your ovals, paint some really wide and some really tight. Maybe even overlap the sides of your oval. With this stroke, you're going to start with a thin stroke moving upward, and then using more pressure as you approach the top of your curve, as if you're painting an oval, and then continue the pressure around the top of your oval and lessen the pressure as you return back to where you first started. Practice these strokes starting at the bottom and working your curve around the top, and then practice starting at the top and working your curves around the bottom, alternating as you go.